Coming up on today's show, UFC Featherweight champion Alex Volkanovski details how a career in Rugby League paved the way for his transition into MMA. In Fighter Focus, Flyweight contender Brandon Moreno reflects on his memorable title fight in 2020 and explains how it's made him more determined than ever. And we head inside Usina de Campeões, the gym in Rio de Janeiro that is changing lives and producing some of Brazil's best fighting talent. Hey there, and welcome to the all-new UFC Connected. Now, many modern-day fighters began their martial arts journey at a very young age, but for Alexander Volkanovski, his venture into MMA began in his early 20s, after deciding to leave behind a promising career in rugby league. From the football field to the featherweight title, Alex the Great looks back at his incredible journey as we head to Wollongong, Australia for UFC Origins.
If they made a movie about my life, it would start here. I was born in Wollongong Hospital. I've always lived here. You know, Wollongong, this whole region's pretty big, and I've always been a part of the Illawarra. Being from this sort of area, you know, a lot of people say we're rough and tough type of guys. You know, hard-working community, whether it's just everyone's been playing football their whole life, working in the steelworks, that's all they know. All they know is hard work. It made me tough, it made me who I am, and it made me the fighter I am. I'm that hard-working guy that never gives up, always adapts to whatever's in front of me. No matter how hard it is, I'm gonna take it on. And I got pretty much where I live to thank for that. Rugby League is just massive here in this region. That blue-collar sort of mentality, that, you know, the hard-working type of mentality, I think that's bred in these type of towns. And rugby league's always big in them areas. I played for Rilla Gorillas. It was just where all my mates played, just where most of the people lived in that Rilla sort of region, and that's where all my schoolmates were. I wore the blue and yellow with pride, you know, and that was my spot, and that's who I played for. I played a prop, so that was the front row, and that was my position. Pass me the ball and just run straight at him. Me being reasonably short, you know, I played a position where people were twice the size of me. And I used to be 214 pounds because that position I played, they're absolute monsters who I'm up against. It's obviously a very physical sport, and yeah, I always held my own.
He always played above his weight. Your front rowers, they're supposed to be your big giant ogres, cranky, intimidating guys. We had one of them, and his partner was Alex. We used to take the field, and you could almost hear the crowd laughing, like, is this your front rower? Where's the rest of him? Probably about 20, 25 minutes into the game, both their front rowers were done. It sounded like choo-choo trains huffing and puffing. And Alex was just in the middle there, just going, just taking hit up after hit up, tackling, giving you the same energy. He hadn't changed.
Come on! Release!
This is what he was like, you know. He gets underestimated everywhere he goes.
And now the man of the match in the grand final for 2011 from the Wirral Lake South Gorillas, their prop forward number 10, Alex Volkanovski.
My whole rugby league career, I played with most of the same people. So you build really good relationships, just the camaraderie, everything about it. The stories are endless. I've always loved martial arts. Martial arts has always been a big part of growing up. You know, my whole family's always loved it. I love boxing. So it was something that was always on my mind. And it was something that I guess I always wanted to do. I thought, you know what, I need to keep fit. I may as well train. I may as well go to the gym around the corner, a freestyle fighting gym.
He was just finishing up his football season, and then he wanted something else to do while he was training in his off season. And I said, come to the gym and give it a crack and see how you like it. And then he came in, and from the get-go, he was a monster. You could tell the guy had some natural ability. And he would always spar the biggest dudes, the hardest dudes, and he'd walk right through them.
get up, up. We had an open sparring day here, and I had a guy that had a couple of fights, a heavyweight. Alex hadn't had a spar yet. And the guy's trainer threw Alex into the cage. And the next minute, Alex has submitted this guy. And I go, wow. Then he submitted him again. And then he went out, and then they did a few more rounds. And after the sparring was done, I just pulled Alex aside and I said, would you be keen to have a fight? And he went, oh yeah, that's been my goal. I want to have a fight.
That was my last year of football. We won the grand final. And I said, like halfway through the year, I go, I think I'm going to take on MMA full on and I'm going to give football away. A lot of my footy mates thought I was mad because I used to do okay at rugby league, but I just seen, again, it was a passion of mine that I always had there, and I felt like it was something I had to fulfill. And it was something that I believe I could have went all the way with. You know, even though it was early days, I still believed in myself that I could make the UFC. I could be a UFC champion one day. So I was like, you know, I'm going to take it on. A month later, I had my first fight, and the rest is history. First fight was a middleweight, so 85 kilograms. So I lost weight to make 85 kilograms. So I used to play rugby league at 97 kilograms. But these guys were 6'3". You know what I mean? These guys were monsters. But it was good. It looked good, the David and Goliath type story, you know what I mean? I had plenty of those moments.
I say break, and I mean break. Don't be a hero. I don't see no one getting
First time you saw Alex fight, you knew that he was just going to be the next big thing. You knew he was going to be a champion. You could just see it. The guy was fighting because he looked like a bad dude, and Alex just took him to the ground and was over in seconds.
All 4 of my amateur fights didn't even add up to 1 round. Pretty much straight away, I was having fights that, you know, not many people would have. Tough fights. In division, I shouldn't even be in. I'm competitive, man. I'm competitive. So my goal was always to get to the top and get there quick. I started late. The whole way through my career, I had goals. Amateur, I'm just going to get these wins out of the way. I want to go pro. Once I was pro, I want to be the best in Australia. Quickly got there, and then I'm like, I'm going to be in the UFC. Once I was in the UFC, I'm like, I'm going to shoot for these ranks as quick as I can. So everything was just go for it.
The former Rugby League standout, he left that career to pursue this dream.
Fighting out of Windang, Australia, Alexander Volkanovski.
Oh,
Nice takedown.
Volkanovski with some killer ground and pound here. That's gonna do it. Alexander Volkanovski.
Wow.
Big right hand. Too powerful.
A wipeout from top to bottom. This might be it.
Alexander the Great.
Big right hand. Elkins is down. Volkanovski.
He remains undeterred in his quest to climb the rankings.
Well, you gotta think at this point the rest of the featherweight division is paying attention. Oh,
He dropped him.
Mendez goes down. Alexander the Great has arrived.
Volkanovski getting to the pressure now.
This is what Volkanovski does. He's just constantly working. He doesn't let you rest.
Volkanovski now 7-0 in the UFC.
He could be the guy to beat the greatest featherweight of all time. Volkanovski's throwing big, heavy hands. Oh, he stunned him with that left hand.
32 leg kicks and counting for Alexander Volkanovski.
Oh, big elbow.
And new undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world.
I'm telling you, I'm going to stay champion for a long time. Australia, look at this. I'm bringing it back home, baby.
Me being in the octagon is so much bigger than me being in the octagon, winning a belt for myself. I win it for my family, I win it for my teammates, friends, then I win it for my community. Australia, the list goes on. I do it for them. My upbringing, my background, my heritage, my rugby league days, all these experiences has made me who I am.
2020 was a breakout year for Mexican flyweight Brandon Moreno. On the back of a 3-fight win streak, Moreno was granted a title shot against the 125-pound champ, Deiveson Figueiredo. The 5-round battle became an instant classic, and Moreno's gritty performance instantly shot him into star status. The 27-year-old still has his sights set on becoming the first Mexican-born champion. And while he's hit new levels of fame and popularity, he's determined to stay grounded and true to his roots. Moreno details that memorable fight and the impact it had on his life in Fighter Focus.
Digo, yo creo que esto es mi hobby y en esto gasto mi dinero. Y esto me saca un poquito de eso, me desconcentra de todo ese estrés, me ayuda y me mantiene relajado y me mantiene saludable mentalmente. To me, it's very important to stay always humble, because yes, a lot of people has success in the life and start to lose his roots. I'm trying always to be the same guy who starts in this sport, focus in my goal to be the next flyweight champion, but stay humble. I always try to smile to the people, and that's it.
A couple years ago, the flyweight purge, Brandon Moreno found himself on the outside of the UFC looking in, and he felt like that was the best thing for him, because when he came back, the championship hunger was still there, but he added a little bit of a mean streak, and it has been all systems go ever since.
My 2020 was unbelievable.
Whoa! Nice uppercut. Look at that! This guy just embodies the Mexican fighting spirit. Always looking for the knockout and never in a boring fight.
I think my career had a real evolution.
Good job by Moreno. Beautiful hammer fists.
The #1 contender, Brandon Moreno, gets it done tonight.
I feel like I'm ready to go for the title.
I need to beat the best in this division, so I'm so ready for that.
I saw the performance of Figueiredo against Alex Perez.
Nice single leg there by Alex Perez.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, look at this.
Oh,
the guillotine.
Oh,
my goodness.
Under 2 minutes in, Deiveson Figueiredo.
Then Figueiredo go to the post interview with Joe Rogan, and he starts to say, hey, you want to fight against Brandon Moreno?
Eu tô aqui para desafiar o Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno, você quer lutar comigo em dezembro? Então tô aqui à sua disposição, meu irmão. Vamos lá, Dana. Faz acontecer essa luta em dezembro.
I was like, all right, let's go.
Live from the UFC Apex here in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, this is UFC 256, Figueiredo versus Moreno.
I had all this fire inside to show to the people who is Brandon Moreno, who is this Mexican kid.
He's 27 years old, he's in his prime, and he feels like this is his moment to shine.
All my career was for that, be the first 100% Mexican champion in the UFC.
Deiveson Figueiredo, title defense #2 tonight.
Everybody was talking about Figueiredo like the most powerful fighter in the division.
He's got extraordinary power for a flyweight.
In the first round, I was trying to stay focused and watch his power.
Nice jab on Moreno.
Yeah. Moreno super relaxed.
Tagged him.
I was more technical, but he was more aggressive.
Oh, look at that left hand to the body by Figueiredo. Oh, that head kick again.
Yeah. What a start.
The second round was very, very close.
Oh, Moreno.
Ooh. But then the third round, the fourth round, I was on fire.
Oh, my goodness.
I think Figueiredo start to get tired.
Oh, man. He is just winging these punches. But look at this.
Another takedown by Moreno. Oh! My goodness.
This is a crazy fight.
Oh, Moreno.
In that last round, I had too much pain.
I think Moreno might have a hurt forearm. I think his left arm is broke, folks. He's still throwing it, though, which is crazy.
I never considered to stop the fight, never. I always tried to go forward.
Juan Manuel Marquez, Marco Antonio Barrera, and the rest would be proud of this effort.
And the end of the round, he'd take me down, start with his random pound. I knew the fight was very close. I knew the fight can go to Figueiredo or me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is a majority draw and still.
You know, it was a hard fight, but I did it and I'm proud of myself and my performance. I learned about myself. I'm tough. I can go inside to the octagon with an animal like Davison Figueiredo. He's a human being. He's not a god. He can be defeated, you know. So I feel very confident with the rematch. After the fight, everything changed. I bought a bigger house for my family. My social media exploded. I have more responsibilities with the media. I have more support here in my city in Tijuana. The people start to be like, hey, you're Moreno and your last fight was excited. The people now know who is Brandon Moreno, and that makes me feel very proud. Tijuana has a huge mural of the famous Mexican boxers, you know, Terrible Morales, Antonio Margarito, Jackie Nava. I remember saying something like, hey, one day I want a mural. Está bien chido, ¿no? Que reconozcan mi trabajo, que reconozcan las artes marciales mixtas en la ciudad, en el país. Pues me emociono muchísimo, me motiva mucho. Digo, cuando esperemos que dure mucho, ¿no? Ojalá y dure chido. Ella es mi hija más grande. Mira, ella es Megan, ella es mi hija en medio. Ella no te va a hacer caso jamás porque ella está en su mundo siempre. Me, I trying to be the same guy. Trying to stay humble, stay focused with my family.
Y pues tiene muchas aspiraciones, tiene muchas metas y muchos sueños y siempre lo hemos acompañado en todo.
Pues tratamos de ya asimilar un poquito más, pero de todos modos nos ponemos nerviosos. Y lo he entrenado bien. Ah, no es cierto, no es cierto.
My goals right now in the UFC are the same. I want to be the next 100% Mexican champion in the UFC because I know I have the opportunity to evolve this sport of my country, you know? If Mexico can get the first champion of the UFC, I know I have the opportunity to show to the world Mexico is not just good in boxing, it's good in the mixed martial arts.
Founded by Brazilian MMA legend Pedro Rizzo, the Usina de Campeões, or Refinery of Champions, was created to be a safe place for the people of Rio de Janeiro's favelas to learn martial arts and provide guidance to troubled youth. The gym is also home to some of Brazil's hottest prospects who are making their way up the UFC rankings. Let's find out more in Battlegrounds.
A Usina de Campeões foi uma ideia minha e da Refit Refinaria. A gente atende crianças de 7 a 20 anos. São 250 crianças a 300. A gente ensina jiu-jitsu, olímpico, muay thai, capoeira, boxe e judô.
Aê, cresceu.
A gente está num lugar em torno de umas 20 comunidades em volta. É uma região muito violenta, é muito difícil a vida. E a Usina de Campeões é uma oportunidade para essas crianças mudarem a vida delas e das famílias. Acho que eu lutei a minha vida toda, eu tive o sucesso que eu tive, eu consegui chegar para ter a usina hoje. Consigo atrair muitas pessoas, atrair pessoas que acreditem que o esporte e a arte marcial pode transformar vidas.
Guarda fechada!
A gente agora já tem uma leva de atletas subindo de amador para profissional.
O projeto está sendo muito bem feito, porque tem a categoria de baixo, a transformação deles atrás de MMA, e aí eles sobem para profissional. Quando eles sobem para profissional, começam a treinar com a equipe profissional, eles se tornam refit pro fighters. Eu vejo um futuro muito grande. Eu acho que é trabalho de formiguinha, dia a dia, hora a hora. Então eu vejo que a gente vai chegar, vai ser uma das grandes equipes do mundo aí. Hoje a Refit Pro Fight está em torno de 30 a 35 atletas. Hoje a gente tem treinando aqui no nosso tatame do UFC, Raoni Barcelos.
Nice right hand by Barcelos. Oh, Barcelos loading up on these elbows. That is it! Raoni Barcelos.
Warley Alves.
Nice kicks there.
Triple kick. Wow! Warley Alves is back. Wow!
E Douglas Silva.
Oh, big left hook from Andrade.
And D. Silva takes advantage.
E o Raoni, cara, eu vou te falar, é sem dúvida, o melhor atleta que eu já treinei na minha vida, cara. Ele é impressionante, ele aprende muito rápido. E hoje é o símbolo da nossa equipe, né? É um cara que começou, passou no intermediário e se formou aqui como atleta profissional.
O Raoni, 4 anos de idade, já era campeão estadual, aos 5 foi campeão brasileiro e começou dessa forma. Ver o Raoni chegar onde chegou, hoje o sonho dele é o nosso sonho também, a felicidade dele é a nossa felicidade também.
Pedro e o meu pai são meus mentores, né? Eu acho que a disciplina e o pé no chão e o caráter deles, assim, faz com que a gente, vou colocar a gente, porque é todo mundo igual aqui no nosso time. Bora, rápido! Não tem ninguém melhor, pior. Posso estar no UFC, mas eu sou xingado da mesma maneira do que o outro é xingado por chegar atrasado no treino. Então a disciplina é a mesma, eu que tenho que dar o exemplo.
A Usina, ela dá referência para quem está entregue ali no convívio com a criminalidade e acaba, em vez de espelhar um cara que porta um fuzil, que porta uma AK, tá espelhando o Raoni Barcelos, que tá batendo em todo mundo.
A União é um cara aí que, pô, eu tiro total exemplo dele, cara humilde, gente boa, parceiraço, cara bom de pessoa e bom de treino.
O De Silva tem praticamente o mesmo peso, luta de 66, luta de 61. O que eu posso ajudar o De Silva na parte do wrestling e jiu-jitsu eu ajudo e vice-versa, ele me ajuda na parte em pé.
Oh! Knocked down by the spinning back fist, and that will do it, D. Silva!
E o Warley, cara, eu não faço tanto sparring por conta do peso, mas posso ajudar na parte do wrestling e jiu-jitsu também, dando um toque ali ou aqui. Então a gente é mais ou menos assim, a gente se doa muito um pro outro, né? A gente se ajuda muito.
Flying knee from Alves. Oh! That is gonna do it. Warley Alves knocks out Sergio Moraes tonight.
Eu quero mostrar que não precisa ir para os Estados Unidos para ser campeão. Quero mostrar que você pode ser campeão aqui no Brasil. A gente, na década de 2000 ali, a gente espancou todo mundo. A gente tinha 6 cinturões. Aqui, a gente passa por tudo. Mas a vontade de vencer no Brasil, mostrar que é possível vencer sem sair do Brasil, é o que me move.
Eu tive a oportunidade na minha carreira de viajar o mundo todo, treinar com os melhores atletas do mundo. Eu consigo trazer isso para os meus atletas. A gente tem um octógono no tamanho oficial, a gente tem quase 1.000 metros quadrados de tatame, tá acabando de montar uma área de preparação física com todos os equipamentos de musculação. Então os caras chegam aqui, veem que tem todo o suporte, sem precisar ir para fora do Brasil. Talvez você não encontre no Brasil uma área tão grande, tão bem formada como essa daqui.
O que a Usina tem me ajudado, além de todos os treinos psicologicamente, é saber que tem um batalhão de moleque atrás de mim querendo chegar onde eu tô chegando, que tá me empurrando pro meu objetivo.
Eu fico muito feliz de botar o sarrafo lá em cima, porque eles vêm pra pular esse sarrafo, pra crescer e pra evoluir.
Bom, os treinos que eu tenho aqui na Usina, eu tenho certeza que eu tô pronto pra enfrentar qualquer um que o UFC me der na categoria. Entendeu? Disso eu tenho certeza. Meu maior objetivo dentro do UFC é ser o campeão na minha categoria. A Usina, o que a Usina pode me ajudar em relação a isso, é me oferecendo essa estrutura que eles me oferecem, e é recíproco, né? O que eles me oferecem, eu tenho que retribuir em dobro para eles, que a gente vai chegar muito longe.
Além de formar bons atletas, eu acho que a gente tem que formar bons campeões. Se o Raoni se tornar campeão no peso galo do UFC, vai ser um excelente campeão.
Nosso maior desejo aqui é que a Usina de Campeões seja uma coisa eterna. Perdure por muitos e muitos anos e construa grandes homens.
Well, that wraps up this episode. Get in touch with us and give us your thoughts online by using the hashtag UFC Connected. Until next time, I'm Megan O'Leary, and I'll see you at the fights.